Alright guys, I have a question for you, okay? It has to do with taking I to a large power, like let's say 57, okay? I'm just wondering why I never thought to do it this way, okay? So this is the new way I want to do it, and I'm trying to just consider if this is the best way or not. Alright, hold on, let me make sure y'all can see that. Alright, so let's say we want to do I to the 57th power, okay? This idea occurred to me, okay? All you do is take the power, okay, the exponent, put it over here, alright, and we're going to divide by 2. The exponent is either going to be even or odd, okay? In this case, it's odd, and if you divide and it's odd, obviously you're going to get a 0.5, so this is 28.5, okay? So every time I to whatever power, take that power, divide by 2. If it's odd, you're going to have the 0.5. The 0.5, we're going to ignore it. Just take the whole number part, the 28. And look, just go I to the second power. All right. Take that whole number, 28. All right. And the reason we want to put this base as I to the second power is because over here, you know that we know that I squared equals -1. Okay. And look, you got power on a power, so you'd multiply, that would be I to the 56. So either if it's even, you stay there, or if it's odd, you just got to add one more I. So to me, that's pretty simple. You're either going to add an extra I or you're not. In this case, if it's odd, I need to add that odd one out there, okay? Then I take this I squared, because over here, I know it's -1. All right, I replace I squared with -1. And then it gets even easier, okay? This is always going to be -1. This is going to be an even power or an odd power, but if it's an even power, -1 to an even power is just going to be 1. And then you bring the I down that you had, and then the answer is I. Okay, again, I wasn't taught this way. It just occurred to me that, you know, maybe this would be an easier way to do it, okay? So now I'm going to try it with an even one. Let's say it's like I to the 68th power, okay? Here's I to the 68th power. So again, we know that I squared equals -1, so we're going to base it on this. Take your exponent, 68, all right? You're going to divide by 2, all right? And I get 34, okay? This is even, so there's no 0.5. So when I come over here, I go I squared, because we're basing it on I squared, okay? And then put the 34 here, and this is pretty simple. You don't got to put an extra I, because 2 times 34 is 68. Then you take the I squared, you replace it with -1, and again, if this is an even power, it's just going to be +1. Okay? I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm just trying to remember back how I was taught. The way I was taught, the first time I ever solved this problem, was you did I to the first power, I to the second power, I to the third power, I to the fourth power, and I remember this since the 80s, okay? All right, I had a really good Algebra 2 teacher, and she would say, I won, and then I lost in the middle, okay? So this is how I was taught as a student. So you just know the first 4 powers, and then look, I to the fourth is 1 power. So let me go ahead and pull up that one that we did, which was I to the 68th. All right. The way I was taught to do this is take the 68th power and divide by 4. Okay. So I take 68 and I divide by 4. All right, here we go. 68 divided by 4. And of course it's 17. All right. All right. And if its remainder 0, then you just go with this one, and then you say the answer is just 1. So that's how I was taught, okay? Anyway, just curious what you guys think of just always focusing on I squared being -1, and if that's a good idea. We'll talk to you later.